GMC. Well, this ain't the best truck I've ever bought. I just unloaded it from the F700 Ford, which gave me a good ride all the way back from Elgin, Arizona. It's all the way over there. I'm going to put the 409 in it later because the water pump is leaking. I'm off to Musclepalooza tomorrow. Maybe I'll see Mr. Duster there. I thought I'd give you an update on what I bought. And they always look better in the pictures, don't they? But it was a quick and easy deal. I just paid my money and bought my truck. The guy said to me it had been sitting for a couple of years. Who knows how many couples of years that was. So he drove me around in it. I drove it for 10 minutes. Seemed all right. I've had it running for a little while. She's warmed up, but I thought it had a bad throttle. I think it has a bad injection pump. Because when it was cold for the first few minutes, like it was when I was in Plymouth near Livonia, just locked the doors. I got a spare key. The idle goes up and down rather erratically, which is a sign of a bad, nice sunny day, a sign of a bad injection pump. Bleh, bleh. So once it's warmed up, it's not so bad, but when it was cold, the idle was going up and down, erratic. You turn it off and start it back up. Hey, Mr. Cry, double D's. Yeah. Take that off and see what happens. Got a bit of blow by, 257,000 miles. It's a dually, it's meant to tow. Sounds like a bad idler bearing. You hear it grinding away? Yeah, something's making a bit of noise. I think it's got a bad idler tensioner. I can grease it. This thing was nibbled on by mice. Nibble, 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 nibble. They were nibbling on everything. And they were nibbling on wires, and the guy that I bought it from told me that he put a new PMD on it, a remote PMD, but wires were nibbled on, lots of wires. So she ain't running too bad right now. It's got the battery hold downs. That's a nice thing. It's got top mount battery cables. But she was idling all over the place. Erratic idle. All over the place. So I think that means it needs a new injection pump, which is not what I wanted to hear. Thought it might have been a bad throttle. All you gotta do is take off 3 10mm bolts and you unplug it. I've got a couple of spares. They're cheap if the junkyard doesn't know what they are. But it's running better now. It was all over the place when I fired it up an hour ago. Idle going up and down. Looks like it has a brand new oil filter. Looks like somebody put a new oil filter. She was leaking an awful lot of oil from the rear main seal, but it might have been inside the torque converter shield. Sounds all right now, but when I fired it up a half an hour ago, it was all over the place. Blah, blah. Nope. A little stumble there. It may need a few glow plugs. The ones on this side are hard to get to because of the turbo. There's one of them you cannot get to. So that's the story on my 6.5 1997 four-wheel drive. The tires are kind of cracked. I didn't notice that. Typical Michelin's. They're wrapped. Date code, Arizona date code, made in Canada. Date code 1311. They are over 8 years old. Got a fair amount of surface rust on the frame, but what can you do? It was a quick and easy deal. Told the guy I'd be there at 3. Met him at the rest stop at exit 282 after Tucson. I guess it was around Elgin. Met him there, took it for a test drive, paid the money, loaded it up, and back to Phoenix I went. I'll show you what's doing on the 409 in a second. All right, let's see what's doing with the 409. Mr. Crud, CRUDD, is going to help me remove the seat so I can prepare some brackets so I can move that seat back. And buying a car, any used car, muscle car, crap can car, whatever you buy, it pays his money and it takes your chances. It's just the way it goes. 2,000, 20,000, 200,000. There's always a hidden defect. So the hidden defect in this is the transmission's popping in a second gear, which seems to be a trait of the T10s. And the motor's not strong, I don't know why. It burns oil. Oil went down. I already put a quart in Payson. Another quart is needed now. And the water pump's leaking. And this is a jobber water pump. I already spoke to a friend of mine who rebuilds them, has a huge shop, and he thought he threw away all his cores, and the 409 cores probably went with it. But I'll find a core to rebuild, or I'll pull this one off because it was leaking when I pulled up to the neighbors. He says, "What's that big puddle?" I look underneath, but it stopped now. But I'm not going to drive this thing to Musclepalooza. I'm going to put it on the F700 and tow it there, and I'll take it off at the hotel first thing tomorrow morning and hope to be at the gate at Musclepalooza at 8 a.m. sharp. Be the first one in line with my crooked front wheel, crunchy door mechanisms. Need some of my TLC. This one's not too bad. The moldings are falling off. Deal with a few things. Every used car needs something. Check out how this driver's door works. It's pretty sad when a car has been fully 100% restored. Listen to that. We'll fix her up. Yeah, I knew that. It was abraded when it was tied down. It rubbed. Anyhow, a little bit of touch-up paint. The 63, they straightened out the windshield. No more curved back windshield. 55 to 62. I prefer the 63 dash. If I had my druthers, I'd build a 62 with a 63 dash. But that ain't happening. So I've lost. Oh yeah, coolant's low. That overflow bottle was full most of the trip, right to the tippy top. But I think this will have to be flushed a couple of times. And I wonder what water pump that is. Seems there's two models, and you have to tell by the casting number on the back of the block. And you can't see it because it's underneath the road draft tube, and maybe I should oil my distributor. Yep. Alrighty, tidy. We're going to pull this front seat, and Mr. Crud's going to help me, and then he's going to go off and fix a toilet, because when the toilet's broken, it's Mr. CRUDD to the rescue. I fix my share of toilets. 2 4 barrels. Does it get any better than that? Rumble, rumble.